If you guys are just jumping in, we're going to get the timer going here in a minute. Just getting things up and running. So just stand by, guys. I'll throw the chat up here so you guys that are in here will be able to see each other's comments. All right, everybody, like I said, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer now. All right, looks like I got the Facebook comments coming in now on the chat box. Yeah, so I'm going to give you what I think of everything. Whether you care or not, I have no idea. I got some big news. Some of you guys have already seen it, but some of the other places haven't heard yet, so we'll be talking about that. And then we also got some new channels that we're going to be doing. And I did say were, as in we are. What's everybody doing? I see you in there, Steve. Robert on YouTube there. We got Facebook going. Yeah, we're on right now YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, and Twitch. Yes, we are broadcasting on Twitch. So, yeah, it's been a little while, guys. It really has. So forgive me if it takes me a second to get everything going here. It's been a little while. All right. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing as well as I am. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I mean, without getting into all that, because that's not what this video is about. But we've seen some dramatic changes in a lot of people that are involved in, the Patriot community or whatnot. So I'm glad to see that things are, calming down in that regard, as far as, the attacks and all that. I've been busy. Glad to be back. Yeah, I've been very busy. So, I mean, let's get right into it, instead of, wasting a bunch of time. Oh, thank you. Got some water here. Give me 1 second. It's good water too. Alkaline water. It's best water to drink. Okay. So first, let's go over here. I think that I have it up and ready. Let me see. Boom. Okay. So let's just type in here. I'm sure I'm sure has seen this. But let's see what comes up here. And all these videos, I mean, most of these people have seen them a lot. I'm not interested in hearing people's comments, but you can see here, like, this is historic. Okay. There's no doubt about that. However, of course, you got the left that's coming out. You know, you can't win with these people because on one hand, they're like, oh, you know, he needs to be handled. Yet they've really done nothing except give him money in the past. They have neglected trying to speak to him, which would be, you know, they say they're all for diplomacy and all this. However, nothing has been done up until now. And you can't win with them because on one hand, here you are being diplomatic, and then they're saying, "Oh well, what did we gain? Like, what has really been gained?" I mean, they're just losing their minds, and it's just funny to watch because they really don't have a platform anymore. They don't even know what they stand for. You've got all like I saw something that Chuck Schumer was saying, and a bunch of other people were saying, you know, different things. But it's funny. I mean, you couldn't write this story better. That Dennis Rodman is really like plays a big part in all this. They will never be happy no matter what good Trump does. That's exactly right, Diana. That's exactly my point. And so here's what I think of this, right? Here, we'll play this one. Yeah, I mean, this is, I don't know about you guys, but that makes me proud to see that, you know what, he's able to do this in a diplomatic, professional way. He doesn't have to go in like Clinton and, you know, overthrow the regime in war and get people killed unnecessarily. And I'll tell you what I think, you know. Let's just watch this first. So I haven't seen this yet. Oh, pretty cool. I mean, that's a pretty good video. Look, let me just bounce this out of here real quick. Bounce? Is it going to play something else? I hope not. Cancel. Okay. So my thoughts on this is pretty simple. Basically, here's a guy, Kim Jong-un, right? He's not an old guy. He basically inherited the dictatorship from his family, from his father. And here's a guy who really doesn't seem to want it. He does not seem to want it. I mean, look, I've never been a dictator, okay? I've never been a dictator, but I can tell you this, that if you inherit a dictatorship that is struggling economically, that is struggling, people are starving, when you have that type of regime, in order to keep power, you have to be brutal. Just look at all the dictators through history. So he inherited a dictatorship, okay? Now, what is he supposed to do? Instantaneously just you know, think of something different to do on his own? I mean, apparently he's been trying to communicate with previous presidents in a way. It's funny, though, because this is exactly what the Democrats do here in the United States. Okay, what they'll do is they'll write you a little check, and then they're like, okay, here, goodbye. I mean, we can see that there are tons of black celebrities and just everyday citizens that are now coming out and realizing like, hey, they just want to keep us down. Well, yeah, it's the same thing. They're not interested in trying to deal with him and try to deal with the situation. And then the ass had a cause had to open his mouth. He always does. Yeah, he always does. He's a clown. So, okay, right. So here you got, they have never attempted to really do anything different in a sense of look at what had to take place in order to get to where we're at. Now, over 5 years ago, Dennis Rodman had come up. I mean, this is all over the news. This is nothing new. I'm just kind of giving you a briefing of just like in a synopsis of the situation, and then tell you what I think. So 5 years ago, he tried to get Obama's ear multiple times, and Obama wasn't having it. He didn't want to hear it. He just, I guess, I don't know. I guess he was too busy doing whatever he was doing, which I guess destroying the country. So he was too busy destroying this country to worry about trying to help someone else's, except for the fact that we're rebuilding other countries with all of our money. But that's another discussion. So anyway, I am very hopeful about this for a couple of different reasons. I don't know if you guys saw the video in which they showed to Kim Jong-un before, like, let me go back to this. Actually, let me find this for you guys if I can, because I gotta move myself. Hold on. Or you know what? No, we'll just do this. Hopefully, I could just go to the site again here. 1 second. Come on. You're gonna make me go somewhere else, and then it's gonna make me do this, and then go back here. No. All right. So, yeah, Dr. Disrespect. I don't know if you guys know that if you're into gaming or whatever. Anyway, yeah, I'm live. Sweet. Okay. It's in the full press briefing, so I'm going to have to see if I can. It's around, if I remember correctly, it's around the 10-minute mark. Let me see. It should be here maybe. We're gonna find this because if you guys haven't seen it, it's. Why is it coming in only one ear?
현재 살아있는 사람들 세계에 on the light and the light of hope.
Okay, I think this is it. It's only coming in through one side though, unless it's my headset. Strange.
7 billion people inhabit planet Earth. Of those alive today, only a small number will leave a lasting impact.
It's a great video.
And only the very few will make decisions or take actions that renew their homeland and change the course of history. History may appear to repeat itself for generations. Cycles that never seem to end. There have been times of relative peace and times of great tension. While this cycle repeats, the light of prosperity and innovation has burned bright for most of the world. History is always evolving, and there comes a time when only a few are called upon to make a difference. But the question is, what difference will the few make? The past doesn't have to be the future. Out of the darkness can come the light, and the light of hope can burn bright. What if a people that share a common and rich heritage can find a common future? Their story is well known, but what will be their sequel? Destiny Pictures presents a story of opportunity, a new story, a new beginning, one of peace, 2 men, 2 leaders, 1 destiny. A story about a special moment in time when a man is presented with one chance that may never be repeated. What will he choose? To show vision and leadership? Or not? There can only be 2 results. One of moving back. Or one of moving forward. A new world can begin today. One of friendship, respect, and goodwill. Be part of that world, where the doors of opportunity are ready to be opened. Investment from around the world, where you can have medical breakthroughs, an abundance of resources, innovative technology, and new discoveries. What if? Can history be changed? Will the world embrace this change? And when could this moment in history begin? It comes down to a choice. On this day, in this time, at this moment, the world will be watching, listening, anticipating, hoping. Will this leader choose to advance his country and be part of a new world? Be the hero of his people? Will he shake the hand of peace and enjoy prosperity like he has never seen? A great life or more isolation? Which path will be chosen? Featuring President Donald Trump and Chairman Kim Jong-un, In a meeting to remake history, to shine in the sun. One moment, one choice. What if? The future remains to be written.
So I don't know. I thought that was
Ladies and gentlemen,
I thought that was a great little video that they. So he says that in case you guys haven't seen that. So he said that he showed that to Kim Jong-un before they had the meeting and everything. And I thought it was really well done, actually. And I think, look, like I said, he's a young guy. Was he a brutal dictator? Is he still basically a brutal dictator? Yeah, but I mean, obviously the guy according to his actions up to this point, based on the fact that we haven't given him a thing, the sanctions are still in place. So they're still, been pressed into this little corner. They're still there. They're not really, they haven't, I mean, as what has been said, they haven't launched rockets in a long time, many, many months, which I know sounds crazy. Oh, he's not launching rockets, but they already destroyed one of their main sites, and then they're going to also be destroying their missile, site as well. So, I mean, it looks like he's interested in doing it because if he doesn't want to be a dictator, right, and he inherited this, and you have to keep it going. What are you going to do? Because in that type of situation, if you don't, somebody's going to come and kill you and take you out, and that's probably what his biggest fear is, even among his own people or whoever, is because this is what he inherited. So he didn't set this up; it's just been there, and I think he's looking at this, saying, you know what, I don't, I can secure my position or secure myself, secure my life. And at the same time, bring in the things that he likes, like basketball, sports, these different things that he's interested in. Like I've never met the guy, and I made videos in the past talking about how they need to just wipe him off the map because at that particular time, that's how I felt based on what was going on. I also, like I said, I also don't have all the intelligence and everything that they have and all the communication back and forth, but at the time, he was out of control, and that's exactly what was said, which I was loving, Rocket Man, all that. I thought it was great. A lot of people probably did. They probably felt like it was very entertaining because it was. I think that this is actually going to work out very positively because he's surrounded by a bunch of other countries. Like, this guy knows he can get crushed. If he really wanted to be a brutal dictator, right, we could smash this country into the Stone Age, and he knows it, so why not give in or be destroyed, right? And that's one aspect, but I personally think that he actually wants to change. I think he actually wants to change it. I could be naive, whatever, but if you look at his body language, and I'm not some specialist in this, but he's intimidated by President Trump. Okay, he was intimidated in this situation. He was very docile, very, there's one moment in particular that stuck out in my mind, which is when they're about to walk into the room where they were going to have the one-on-one for their 45-minute, meeting. And he's like, oh, where do I go? What's going on? And President Trump just puts his hand on his back very gently, and they walk into the room, and he's like, felt comforted by that. So I don't think that, did he do horrible things? Absolutely. I think he did them because of the situation that he was in. I could only imagine what it's like to try to take something like that and convert it into something else without being overthrown, right? Or some type of war or whatever. So this is going peacefully at the moment. This is going peacefully. The only thing the United States did is stop doing war games with South Korea, and they were like, okay, we're good. If you stop doing the war games, we feel a whole lot better. So that's the only thing we've done. We haven't given them anything. So all of the entire left that's up in an uproar, it's just because they're losing their minds, because President Trump is better than any Democratic president that I can think of. Okay, really better than a lot of the Republican presidents of what he's getting done. Now, again, this is just the beginning, and we're going to have to see where it goes. But I am very optimistic about it. I think that this is going in the right direction, just as many, millions of Americans do. But I've seen people make comments. Well, why is he treating him so nice? We're not friends with them. We should, why are we being friends with North Korea? Well, why not? Is my question. Why not? Because if he's willing to abide by what is being put forward, then why not? they've had this ridiculous Korean War that's been going on for all this time, but yet there's been no war. It's just like this, oh, here's the demilitarized zone. Here's North Korea, here's South Korea. There's guards on either side, whatever. There's really, it's silly. It's silly. That's why the libs are imploding. They don't want peace. Based on what their actions are and the way that they are, that's what it seems like to me. But anyway, we'll come back to that. So let's move on to the next thing, right? Which is that there's some big news. And there's some very big news that has to do with my personal life. And a lot of you guys probably already know this, but I have been absent from a lot of social media and doing things for a number of different reasons. But one of them being the fact that my wife is pregnant. She's a little over 5 months pregnant, and so we will be expecting a baby. And they say around late October, I think it is, somewhere around there. So that's very exciting. I'm very excited. I'm also a little nervous, not going to lie. So that's what I've been kind of doing in the background. I've had to sort of put this to the side for a second. I see it's called an olive branch. Give the man a chance to take. I agree. So yeah, it's very exciting. My wife is over here sleeping on the couch right now as we speak. She's looking at me and laughing. So we're very excited. Needless to say, congrats. Thank you very much. So with that big news, I also want to talk about some of the other projects that I'm going to be doing besides just Patriot Media. I'm going to be doing this not as frequently as I originally had anticipated. Again, we still have all the other pages. I use them all a little bit differently when I can, as I can. But I have to tell you that this entire, getting into this whole politics and all this stuff that I've done and the Patriot movement and all that is draining on you because as we've seen recently, some of the events that have played out with some other individuals, and I'm not going to get into all that here because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just simply saying that it's draining because there's a lot of nonsense going on. So I'm going to come on here. We're going to talk about things going on. I'll talk about whatever I feel like talking about, but on Patriot Media, for the most part, it will be news and politics related. That's what I started doing, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. I'm not, less than or better than anybody. And if I'm not going out to rallies, and I'm not going out to rallies because I don't feel like going out to rallies, because I don't, for whatever reason. So going out to rallies doesn't make you any more of a patriot than someone else. Okay. So I'm going to do what I want to do when it comes to Patriot Media. Now, there's other channels that I'm going to be creating. So in case anyone is interested who's watching, whether you're watching this live or on replay, but I'm going to start a gaming channel because I'm broadcasting on Twitch now, but I'm going to use probably Twitch and YouTube gaming. And I'll have a YouTube channel also for gaming for some of the games that I like to play. I mean, I'm not going to have new content every day like all these people. I'll have content whenever I play and record it, or if I'll live stream from it. And I usually play a lot of the shooting games like Battlefield or whatever. So if you guys are into that, you can keep an eye out for that. Congrats to be a great dad. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for all the congratulations, guys. So there's going to be the gaming channel that I'm going to be starting, which is going to be separate from Patriot Media. And then the bigger one is that me and my wife, we talked about it. And we're actually going to be starting a YouTube channel together. And it's probably primarily only going to be YouTube. We may do an Instagram with it too. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think, it really depends. I can't, there's just so many different things going on. But me and my wife will be starting a YouTube channel. And we're actually going to do baby product reviews because I have a feeling we're going to be going through a lot of products, different things. And so there'll be reviews from things on there up to what strollers we end up with, car seats, to little $5, whatever items, anything that we get. Then, we'll just put it out there and give us, our review on it. Also, too, because of the lifestyle that when is the couch auction? I'm on Mixer. Also, because of the nature of our lifestyle, we don't know what's in store in the future, but there's chances that there'll be other children in some point at the future. So let's start with the one. But I think it's going to be an ongoing channel because there'll be other children probably, and we know a lot of people with children, so they'll be telling us about this product, that product. And I think it'll be a cool channel just to have, because I've looked at to see what's out there, and I see a lot of women have the channels. There are a few couples that are out there doing channels, but I think it would be good to talk about stuff from my perspective and her perspective and our lifestyle, and it'll be something fun, something fun. Like look, I can come on here and talk about news and politics because I'm very passionate about it. I feel like I'm halfway intelligent, so that way I'm able to come and discuss these things in an educated way. But you got to live your life too. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I like to play some games, and if you think, I've seen some posts out there like, oh, if you're a grown man, you play games. Well, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? I grew up on games. I've always been a gamer. That's just the way it is. I don't sit and I'm not obsessed about it, but I enjoy playing games. So if that makes me whatever you think of me, then whatever. I don't really care. So we'll have that channel, the gaming channel, and then we're going to have the baby product review channel. I am looking for suggestions on names. So if you guys want to throw some suggestions in the comments during this video or after the video, I'll look through the comments, whether it's on, it's going to be easier to look at the comments on YouTube and Facebook, because Periscope, I'd have to go through the whole video and watch it and see if people have any suggestions. And also on Facebook and YouTube, you can leave comments after the fact. So if you guys have some suggestions on channel names for the new channels, I'm all ears. Why not? I mean, I'll come up with something regardless, but I'm just curious what you guys have. If you guys have any thoughts on that, that won't be a cool name. So we're like I said, I'm broadcasting this on Patriot Media. I shared it to. Don't forget to include I guess, does that mean grandmas? I guess, yeah, my mom. I don't know. I think that's what you mean. I'm not sure what you mean there. Get some water here. But so I'm gonna primarily what I'm gonna do and come on here is do what I've done before. Talk about news and politics. When I feel like talking about it. And then I'm going to do the other things as I feel like doing those as well. I think some of those are going to be a little bit more fun, to be honest with you, because this, honestly, guys, doing these kind of streams have become, like, I enjoy it now because I really don't look at it the same way as I did before. Oh, baby names. No, names for the new channels and the YouTube channels. I do enjoy doing this, but there's been so much drama and so much nonsense, and just it's like, especially now that I have a child coming, it's like, you know what I mean? I don't need the nonsense, so I'm going to just do it in whatever way I feel like I'm going to do it. If I want to talk to people who are part of that movement, then I will. If I don't, then I won't. It's just there's just so much drama that's been going on. That I just feel like I'd rather spread my energy on creative projects, among other things that will be more fulfilling, satisfying, and that will keep me in a good place and not in a place of I mean, this social media garbage can cause anxiety. I mean, it really can. You know what I mean? It really, really can. But that's if you actually read it and engage in it. And that's the thing. If you don't do that, like for a long period of time, I just stopped reading comments and stopped all that because it's just draining. You know what I mean? It's just draining because there are literally people out there who just like to come on and see, look, I really feel like there's different types of people. You got the people that like to come on and do the videos, like myself and some other people out there. And then you've got the people that love to do the comments. They love to read all the comment strings. They love to go in and comment, and they'll comment until they're blue in the face because that's what they like to do. They like to, So, okay, cool. If that's your thing, that's fine. But it's very, very draining when it's just drama-filled nonsense. And that's all that's been going on for the most part. There has been very little, as far as the movement of really anything as a movement. It's been, it's been a lot of drama. So that's why I stepped away from that, and I'm just doing my thing. I know a lot of other people have made the same conclusion. And on a side note, I believe that Stephen Volich from Infinity is trying to get in touch with me or whatnot. I have to see. He's probably blocked. I'm pretty sure I blocked him a while ago. So, but apparently he was interested in doing a live to talk about the Infinity SN situation. So, I'd be open to that. I'd be open to the idea of that. I mean, why not? You know, hopefully we can get some of the answers that we've been looking for when it comes to the Infinity SN thing. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, that's been posted on there. But I did just want to throw it out there that there was some communication, I think, between someone else and Steven. Somebody told me, he commented or whatnot, that he was interested in doing a video to answer some of the questions. So if that's true, then, you know, I would love to make that happen, and, you know, we can have that discussion. I'm a nana of 6. That's awesome. Love you, bro. Just to you. Thank you. A baby really helps to get focused on what's important. Well, it totally does. And don't get me wrong. I still feel the same way I do about politics. And listen. Oh, what happened? My screen just, okay, here we go. I stopped watching live feeds. Comments are beyond idiocy on crap. Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't really watch too many people anymore. I really don't. And you can tell that a lot of people stop watching a lot of people because everybody's numbers are really, you know, they're not where they used to be. That there's a lot of different reasons for that, but I think a lot of people have just been waking up to the nonsense, and they've realized that if you leave Facebook for an extended period of time, it feels good. Like when you get a 30-day ban, like, yeah, it's annoying because you got banned, but like I have no point to go on if I can't do anything. So I don't usually go on it when I'm on a ban that much. And I feel better because Facebook is really a cancer. It really, really is. We've seen this, and I think it's a problem. Social media in general is that way. And I think the problem with that is that there's not a balance. There's not a balance. Like, for instance, I remember when the BlackBerry first came out. I don't know if some of y'all ever had one of those or not. And this is, I'm getting off topic, but this is, I'm just trying to make a point here. When you got a BlackBerry, okay, when I worked in the industry, which I did for I was actually a BlackBerry specialist. That's why I'm going to bring this up, is because the way we were trained and the way it was supposed to be is that now you have all your emails with you. You can be more productive because now you could be away from the computer. But they would tell you to turn the notifications off for the email, so you don't see it or hear it. It's just when you happen to look at the phone or pick up the phone later, you can go back and you can be more productive, but your life should not center around it. That was back when BlackBerries were there. Now, these things, I mean, everywhere you go, people are just like this, like all day. And I'm guilty of it too. I'm guilty of it too. But now that you have all this stuff at your fingertips and this notification, that notification, and if you don't turn them off, it'll drive you insane. And I think there are a lot of people out there that probably do not have these notifications turned off. They're getting notified about everything left and right, and they're losing their minds. That's what I think is happening in a lot of cases when it comes to this, this social media thing. And I'm glad to see that a lot of people are doing their own thing and decided that there is no reason to continue on with the nonsense, but now it's time to move forward and do something different. And so I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'll be moving forward and doing something different as well, but I will continue to do this. So if you haven't liked the page on Facebook, even though Facebook, it's just annoying because it's like, I could delete it and leave it. I could. Part of me really, really wants to, but then there's another part of me that most people are on it, even family members and whatever. So it's like this double-edged sword situation, and it's really annoying. But you can like the Patriot Media page, the new one. Old one was deleted. I've made plenty of videos about that. Along the bottom here is a bunch of our other social media for Patriot Media. I will have some other social media for some of the new channels, like I said. We still do have the Patreon for Patriot Media because, again, it just depends. Life takes turns and twists and all that, and who knows, could I do something full time at some point if that's where it went? Sure, I could. That's not where it's leading right now. So I do this as when I can. And with the new projects and all of that, we're going to have different things going on for each one of those. But we're still doing this. So don't make any mistake about it. Patriot Media is still around. We're still going to do it. I'm still going to have the videos. I can't really tell you a schedule of it right now. I've been trying to hammer down a schedule, but my life is just way too hectic at the moment to be able to, say this day, or there's going to be something. I tried to do it. I couldn't come through with it. I did say it in the past because at the time I thought I'd really be able to do that, but it's not playing out that way, unfortunately. I would have really liked it to. Let me see what's going on here. See if there's any comments. There's not that many comments. I stopped watching live. Yeah, same comments. A baby really helped. Yeah, we read these. Let's see what else is up here. Since we're... How do I go back? See, this is the thing. There's got to be a way to do it. There's got to be a way to do it. I can't imagine I have to do this every single time. Gotta be a joke.
Of the United States.
No, I don't want to watch this. Wait, let me get myself out of here real quick. Then should be able to. Okay. I got all these lovely comments. So right now we're just on YouTube. I'm just gonna try to pull up and see if there's anything interesting to pull up to watch with you guys. I was watching some gun stuff. So you guys are starting to. This is my YouTube channel. So this is like all the this crap. I don't know why they put this junk up here. It's very annoying when you get stuff that has nothing to do with anything. Recommended. Let's see what kind of stuff they're recommending. Oh, so anyway, I know this is off top. I don't really care though. You look like a white jihadi. Cool. Thanks, bro. Battlefield 5 multiplayer. Yeah, De Niro. That's another situation. De Niro's an idiot. And everyone's also talking about Justin Trudeau's eyebrow, which is pretty. That situation is pretty funny, I have to say. That's pretty funny. So I'm not really. You know what? Let me just we'll put this in again. Summit and see if there's anything. We'll just play another little video. I will. Continuous coverage. Yeah, let's see what Gorka says. I like Gorka.
Today, we had a historic meeting and decided to leave the past behind, and we are about to sign a historic document. The world will see a major change. I would like to express my gratitude to President Trump to make this meeting happen.
Fox News national security strategist and former deputy assistant to President Trump is Dr. Sebastian Gorka. He is live actually there in Singapore, and he joins us now for more. What is your reaction to what has happened in the last 24 hours, Dr. Gorka?
Stunning, absolutely stunning. This is a dictatorship. You always have to be very cautious. But the fact that within one day, less than a day, the heads of state have not only met, but have actually signed a joint statement on the full denuclearization of North Korea to include other issues such as the MIAs from the Korean War. It's beyond all expectations, and it really is history in the making. We have to remember the Korean War never ended. It was a ceasefire, and now we have a chance to put that conflict to bed after 68 years.
Right, exactly. Sebastian, while you call it stunning, I'm examining the online world, and a lot of people say, it's no big deal. We can't verify that anything's really going to happen. Don't quite get the hullabaloo.
Yeah, as opposed to the last 25 years from Bill Clinton onwards, where we threw cash at this regime, where we didn't ratchet up the sanctions like we've done in the last 500 days. And what happened? They went from not having nuclear weapons to having nuclear weapons, to detonating their warheads in test detonations, to not having ballistic missiles, to actually launching them over our ally, Japan. You couldn't have a starker difference between the last 25 years of handling this problem and the last 500 days.
The whole way it started with the president arriving second, Kim Jong-un arriving first, them shaking hands and walking through. We understand it was a 41-minute one-on-one. Then they went to a 4x4 session, and they came out with this agreement. So, Dr. Gorka, the way I understand it is, look at this as the starting point. Whatever's there is there, but it's just going to grow in intensity when in terms of what the inspections are going to look like, in terms of what the verifications is going to look like, in terms of what an overall treaty. My understanding is the president wants to submit this as a treaty to be verified. Is that your understanding?
I think, and I spoke to the president, but we didn't discuss that. I think that's a good option. I think it's a nuclear weapons agreement. It has to do with nuclear weapons. So that should raise to the level of treaty. And it puts the senators on the spot. What is your attitude to the denuclearization of North Korea and the results that Mike Pompeo and the president have put on the table in just the last few hours? So yeah, I think that's the way to go. And it is such a good turn of fate that we have the former director of the CIA in the front seat at the State Department to make sure that this isn't just a piece of paper, this isn't just pablum, but that we have the most rigid inspection regime the West has ever seen when it comes to WMDs.
Yeah, Dr. Gorka, Mike Pompeo has only been in that office as Secretary of State for 6 weeks. Got a lot done in that short period of time.
Yes.
If Rex Tillerson were still at the State Department, would all of this have still happened?
Having seen Rex operate up close in the Oval Office, and now that he's left his position, I am comfortable in saying, no, Ainsley, absolutely not. Look, there is something I call the speed of Trump, like the speed of light.
That's pretty funny.
Mike Pompeo moves almost as fast as the speed of Trump. Look at what happened just 6 weeks ago. I was filling in for a radio host on a big national radio show, and I'd just been handed the update. Secretary Pompeo has been confirmed by the Senate. The next break, I had to update it with, oh, by the way, he's already been sworn in by Justice Alito. And as soon as I'd given my listeners the update, what did I have to read into it? I had to say, oh, and he's already on his way to Andrews Air Force Base to fly to the Middle East and to Belgium. That's a different way of doing business.
Dr. Gorka, we're going to watch you tonight with Sean Hannity. Great job in Singapore. Thank you.
All right, so there's that one. But I agree. I forgot about that with the remains of the soldiers. That's a big deal too, actually. And they just added that at the end of the meeting. It wasn't even like in the official thing, but he did agree to it. So let me get myself out of here. Maybe I don't know. We'll watch a few things, I guess, huh? I don't know. I'm just kind of, you know what? I just decided to hop on here and hang out with you guys. So if you want to hang out for a little while, you can. Oh, you know what? Let me. There was something I wanted to show you guys real quick. Check this out. Let me find it real fast. We were talking about the baby that's coming, and I think this is it. Let me see. Thought I'd show you. Yeah, there you go, guys. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? It's insane to me. I don't know. It's pretty wild. So that's our baby right there. We're not actually, it's funny because we don't actually go to get sonograms regularly like a lot of people do. We only do what's medically necessary for a few different reasons. But there he is. I mean, there's the baby, you know. There's the baby right there. So definitely trips me out. I'm definitely looking forward to it. So if you guys are just jumping in and you haven't heard, I'm expecting a child with my wife in like late October. So very, very exciting. Let's go back over here. Well, actually, let me do this for 1 second, guys. So, our Instagram page. If you're not over there and you're on Instagram and you're not following, the Patriot Media page, you should go over there and do that. We've got, we put up a lot of memes. I put up some stuff about my personal life. I mix it in there with whatever. So, if you're on Instagram, we're also there. Go ahead and give us that follow. And we're also, I do have some other stuff as well. This is the YouTube channel, guys. So you can go ahead and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, right next to the subscribe button, and you're not already a subscriber, or if you are a subscriber already, go and check and make sure that you have the little bell checked off. You see where it says get notified about every new video? That's what you want to press, because that's some of the only ways that you will be able to see the stuff that we put on Patriot Media. And then as the new channels come up with the new things that I'm also going to be doing, I will share those with you guys on either through a video here like this, probably a post, something. And this is the new Patriot Media page after they deleted the old one. So we're, like I said, we haven't haven't really used it a whole lot, to be honest with you, but we are using it now. We do use it for live streams. We do use it for stuff like that. And we also got Twitter. Let's see. Am I still logged in on Twitter? Let's see what's going on in Twitter land. President Trump's press conference isn't advertiser friendly according to YouTube. Demonetized. So this is another thing. They absolutely do this. And I'm not sure exactly how they decide what should have to go through that process or not, but they play this game where they'll demonetize your videos for the first couple days, and then after they realize that it's not an issue, then they'll monetize it afterwards, because everything shows that the first 48 hours is where you get all the views basically on something. So it is a little frustrating because this is just YouTube playing games as usual. Let's see, anything interesting here? Oh, this is interesting right here. IG report expected to be released publicly at 3 p.m. Thursday, 500 pages. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people tearing that apart. Give that a retweet. So, anyway, there's our Twitter, at JG Patriot Media. You can give us a follow there. We're also on Gab. I just, I haven't really been on there in a while. Like I said, there's a lot of social media, but I have something set up everywhere just in case, we get banned here, get banned there. And we do have our Patreon, which is patreon.com/Patriot Media. So it's like like a tip jar, guys. Also, too, we have PayPal, Venmo as well. A lot of different ways. So if you like what's going on, if you appreciate what we're doing, feel free. If not, that's cool too. Just watching is really what it's all about. And so let's go back over here and see, what should we pull up? I really, I want to pull it up just because I did talk about the gaming channel, and most people don't care about games, I'm pretty sure, who are watching this right now. But I'm excited about it, so guess what? It's my video. Ha! And I don't really care. All right, Battlefield 5. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Let's take a look at the official trailer, and then it's because it's pretty short, but this game looks ridiculous. I'm gonna take the chat off. Looks so good. I love my Battlefield. Yeah, it's very exciting. Is there more? Oh yeah, here we go. Thanks for the new subscriber there. Thanks for
Games play best on Xbox One.
Xbox, blah blah. I don't play Xbox. I play PC. Anyway, I'm very excited about that game. So if you have a computer, Xbox, whatever, and you like shooting games, you should definitely check out Battlefield 5. Anyway, it has nothing to do with Patriot Media, but because I'm going to be doing a gaming channel, I thought I would just show you that. And that's really about what I really wanted to come on here and talk about, guys. I wanted to come on here and just talk to you about the summit and everything. Somebody asked about net neutrality, what I think about that. I'm glad look, I'm not for it. I think the fact that it's repealed is better. But we can get into that another time if you're really interested in that. I'm just paying a close eye to the things that are going on now, as far as all the big stuff, the Singapore and the Tommy Robinson situation, and then I kind of watch this, watch that, but I also relax too. Politics stuff can be draining. Sorry, not a gamer. Oh, that's cool. No, so like I said, there's going to be a couple new channels. I'm going to do a gaming channel. I don't expect it to be some massive whatever thing. I just feel like doing it. And then me and my wife are going to do a baby product review channel because it's both it's both our first child and yeah.
But we probably won't start until the baby's born because that's when we're going to get the most stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're not right. That channel probably won't start obviously until the baby's here. We'll probably make a video beforehand, like just to kind of say like this is what the channel is, and then we'll put it up there for everybody to check it out. But anyway, that's really about it, guys. No matter how you look at it, this is historic. That's absolutely true. That it absolutely is historic, and I think that everybody needs to just kind of be a little bit objective about this and put to the side the fact that he had to rule like a dictator. Okay, he ruled like a dictator. That's what dictators do. That's what he inherited. So I think we just need to see what he just chooses to do now, because everybody always has the opportunity to change and to do differently. And if you're brought up into a situation like that, you know, it's like a lot of these people out there who hate Jews for no reason because, you know, the extremist or whatever the case is, they're just brought up that way. They're brought up to look at things a certain way. So if this guy is trying to break out of the box, he really wants to do something for his country and the people of the country, like, I don't know what his intentions are, but if his actions look pretty good to me right now. So if he continues on that path, then I don't see what the issue is. So I think everybody just needs to relax a little bit and just understand that nobody has gotten this far. No one. And this is definitely progress. We didn't give anything up. So all these little whiny, you know, snowflake Democrats that just, it doesn't matter what Trump does. I've said this, Trump could come up with the cure for cancer and they would find a reason why it's a problem. I mean, that's just what we're up against when it comes to, and I really think that's not the majority anymore. I really think that this is just the minority that they're projecting out. Now, in places like California, I've seen comments over here about California. That's another situation. Like California is an extreme, you know, New York, there are places, these coastal places that are extremes, but even the people who are, let's say, moderate, right? They're not completely left-wing whack job, and they're not conservative. They're somewhere in the middle. You have to look at this and realize that this is a huge step forward, not just for North Korea, but for everyone around them, for the world. Because anyone else who knows, you know, another country might decide, you know what, we don't want to do that either. We want to have a piece of this. You know, we want to have a piece of this, of prosperity. We want to prosper. But all we have to do is stop. You know, I don't think Iran's going to do it. Iran is a lost hope, in my opinion. There's no hope there, in my opinion. That's my opinion. I think that Iran is a lost cause. They hate this president more than they love this country. And that's really coming out to more and more. We're starting to see that. I mean, these people really are just losing it. Baby food, the desserts are good. Yeah, I don't know what. It's hard because I don't know if they're kosher or what I don't know. I really don't know. And that's what I'm saying. This is what the channel is going to be about. Is really, even before, it's not just going to be probably product reviews. It might just be more of like a vlog style channel where, you know, I'll talk about this stuff. Like if I'm out shopping for stuff and I have no idea what I'm doing, like you guys will see, you know, I'll just document the experience of everything that's going on and give product reviews at the same time. I think that'll be fun. Yes, it feels like we're outnumbered by morons here in Commie Cali. And unfortunately, I think you are. And because you know what? The politics in California are so dirty. Like even on the right wing side, they're so dirty. It's so corrupt. California is very, very corrupt. I mean, it's just, you can see it. You can see it. And the policies and everything that they're doing, the rampant poverty while the politicians are living, you know, high on the hog. You know what I mean? They have some very serious problems. And I honestly tell people, I tell them this, if I know them and they have if they're able to get out of California and they don't have a reason to be there, until something changes, like I don't know how many people can survive there unless you're making a ton of money. They've just ruined it. They have ruined something that's really good, because California is a beautiful place. The beaches, you know, the mountains, the whole thing. But you can't, it's like very, very difficult to live there. Bill Maher's the lowest of the low, to which a recession that will affect children and hardworking people is good. Well, that's the thing with the left, though. And I'm even going to say this in a very broad brush, because the typical liberal is so concerned about how they feel and what they think that it doesn't matter about anyone else. Everything around them has to be perfect for them to feel okay. So they expect that everyone else around them should modify their behavior, modify their whatever it may be, to make themselves feel better. That's what liberalism really comes down to. I mean, when you look at through history, all of the stuff that they've done, it's all because they to make themselves feel better. So they had to push their agenda out on everyone else. This is we're seeing that. I'm seeing this in a very, very personal way, and I'm not going to get into the details, but there are certain family members, which I have talked about in the past on the old channel. They're not. I will say they're not on my bloodline of the family, but these people, all that they are concerned about is them. The left loves to be the victims. They love to be the victims. They love to live in a victim mentality. The left loves it. Everyone's a victim. Oh, slavery, or LGBTQL plus whatever that is now. Okay, they just have to be the victims. They're not comfortable by not being a victim. They're not. Listen to how they talk. Listen to how every single left-wing politician, how they speak, it's like they're the victim, like they're being victimized. It's a joke. My sugar daddy owns a business that couldn't be moved. I'm just like, well, if you have a business and then it's successful, there's no reason to move, I guess. You still have ridiculous policies, but at least you have a reason to be there and to fight and to try to change it. Do you think that China will see what is happening in North Korea and realize that we Westerners aren't so hard to get along with? China, the main thing with China is they're economically just been manhandling this country, and it's been allowed to continue. So that is the biggest problem with China, and the fact that they're being very aggressive in the South China Sea. Those are probably the two biggest issues with China. The trade one being the largest one, because what people, look, so many things. You go around your house and try to look for products made in America. It's very, there are products. Don't get me wrong, there are products, but so many things are made in other countries. In China, they steal our intellectual properties and then ship it back here and sell it for much cheaper. They have very, very high tariffs on all of pretty much products that we send in there. It's like, it's a joke. It's like they're just sucking money out of this country. That's really what's happening. Human rights doesn't exist in China. Well, China is a problem. They are a problem. But the thing is that North Korea is a smaller problem, really, actually. Yes, he's acting ridiculous and all this, but he would be easy to deal with if he wasn't going to be cooperative. China is a whole nother ballgame, because it's just they're much larger and they have a lot more money and it's a much harder situation. That's going to take a long time. But I think if the tariffs were to start to be imposed on their products, they probably wouldn't like that. However, they have so much money, it may not really bother them, because they'll just oppress their people more, whatever they're going to do. So that's a very complex situation. So we're going to see how it plays out. But Trump has been hammering away at China now since he's been campaigning. For years, even before he was campaigning, he was hammering away at China. So I think that this is going to be a very, very positive thing. As long as it continues on the trajectory that it's on right now, it's definitely going to be a positive thing for North Korea. It's going to be positive for all the surrounding countries and a lot of other countries, because I really do think right now, at this moment in time, that Kim Jong-un wants to change the course of his country and wants to make it a prosperous country for his people. I don't think the guy gets a kick out of doing what he had to do as a dictator, because again, he inherited this. He didn't. This isn't like Castro or Che Guevara or these people who went and literally tried to establish a communist regime. Okay, he just inherited it. So maybe he don't want it anymore. That's completely possible. Imagine if you inherited that mess. Imagine if you were born to a dictator and you had to run this country now because this was now your job. What do? You're going to do and see what you saw, what works to keep this people under control and keep everything controlled, because that's what it is. So this is really, by President Trump doing what he did, and Secretary of State and all the staff involved, they are really... It is an olive branch, but it's more than an olive branch, because it's like they're actually going to try to help him, and it's not him. It's the people of the country. It's the surrounding countries around. It's just the world just trying to improve the state of the world, right? If you can eliminate a dictatorship or at least get it to the point where people can be prosperous and live normal lives, that's an improvement than what they have now. Big improvement. Big improvement. So, anyway, I don't know how long I've been on here. How long have I been on? It doesn't tell me anymore. It used to have a thing that would tell me how long. I feel like I've been, let me see. I feel like I've been on here for a while. Yeah, it's about an hour. Perfect. So I've been on here for about an hour. That's about good. And, I'll come on and talk about things as I see fit. I may not do all the lives like this because I have to be really like kind of stationary for this one. So I'll pop up on different things on social media, Patriot Media related. Once I get the info about the other channels that are coming out, I will pass that along to you guys. So if you guys are interested, it'll be, I'm sure, on my personal Facebook and whatnot. But again, all the stuff has been scrolling along the bottom the entire time. And this is also the Patreon, guys, again. So if you appreciate this type of thing and you like it, you can head on over to patreon.com/Patriot Media. Sign up for $1 a month, whatever. I mean, it's $1. It really don't kill you, but it does help. That way I can continue to sort of do all this. Even though I haven't been doing it that often, and I know that, and I really apologize, but hopefully you guys are understanding the fact that I have a kid on the way, and there's just been a lot of drama and nonsense going on. So I've just kind of been like, whoa, I gotta do me, and if that means I'm not going to be doing this for a little while, then so be it. So I hope you guys are understanding of that, and I hope you guys all have a great night. And this is a big deal. So make no mistake about it. This is a big deal. All of it's a big deal. The summit, the fact I'm having a baby, the new channels, all that, the direction I'm going to be going in. And I just wanted to come on and hang out with y'all. So thanks for dropping by, guys. Thanks for watching. If you haven't hit the subscribe button and you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and do that again. And also turn the bell on. You can go ahead and like the page on Facebook, our Instagram page, all that stuff. So wait, hold on. What does this last thing say? You're right about China and the trade situation, but Trump will soon change all that. Where you going, dude? I'm getting off, dude. I'm getting off. I've done this for an hour now, so I mean, which isn't that long, but I'm not trying to like sit on here. This wasn't this type of live. I just want to come on here, talk about some of the really big things going on, let you guys know why I haven't been around as much, and tell you guys that if you want to be able to see what I want to talk about and all the stuff I'm talking about, you got to go to these other places as well, because whichever one I feel like using at that time. So with that, y'all, hope y'all have a good one. Take it easy.